contestant ShareneGoh. Life is so cool from a different point of view. Life is so cool from a different point of view. ShareneGoh.
During a recent family day event at my cousin's kindergarten, the teacher gave each child a piece of paper and asked them to make a flying object. The child who could make the paper zoom the furthest will win the prize. All the children were so excited, and in a flash, the papers were transformed into various shapes. As for my dear cousin Henry, he just sat there motionless, staring at his piece of paper. 5 minutes elapsed, and he has not done anything, whereas all the children had accomplished their task. Virtually all the parents were admiring their children's masterpiece, brimming with pride, except for my family and I, who were breaking out in cold sweat. When the teacher called the children to demonstrate their flying object, Jack was the first, with his supersonic jet. Then came Wendy. Finally, it was Henry's turn. His face lit up. He took his piece of paper and he cracked on it! Oh, all of us nearly got a heart attack. Suddenly, he threw his paper with all his might. To our surprise, his flying object flew the furthest. And you wouldn't believe it. He won! Contest check, ladies and gentlemen. All Henry did was to think differently from others. We often set up barricades around our thoughts and perceptions that limit our expressions and actions. We live the way as we are now, as we have accepted. This is life. What to do? But I tell you what, when the world is engulfed in doom and gloom, choose the zoom. A small shift in paradigm can allow us to spot the golden opportunity in the face of a seemingly unbeatable obstacle. In 1914, a merciless fire burnt down the entire laboratory of the famous inventor, Thomas Edison. He lost all his efforts and inventions worth more than $2 million. When he looked at the smoldering remains of his lab, do you know what was his response? We might have expected him to break down and cry like a baby, or even run around bailing like a madman. But you know what? He did neither. Instead of grieving over his loss, he thanked God for helping him clear away all his past failures and mistakes so that he could start all over again. Guess what? 3 months later, he came out with the first sound recording. Dear friends, we may not be able to control when the tsunami will strike us or when life will throw us a brick. But what we can control is our thoughts. Last month, my family from Malaysia was here in Singapore for holiday. I brought them to the zoo, Marina Bay, and the sensational Sentosa Island. We had a whale of a time. On the night before their departure home, we received an emergency call from the neighbors, telling us that our house had been broken into. Oh, we were utterly shocked and upset. Why? Why is this happening to us now? My mother even lamented that we shouldn't have come to Singapore And this wouldn't have happened if we stayed at home. As our hearts were filled with grief and remorse, my father, who was always as cool as a cucumber, uttered a different point of view. He said, we should be grateful that we're in Singapore, or else we might have bumped into the burglars, and who knows what they could have done to us. How true. By just changing the perspective through which we see the same circumstance, even something that was deemed unfortunate could turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Ladies and gentlemen, when life presents to you with a piece of paper, what would you do? Would you follow the convention and be like Jack and Wendy? Or would you think out of the ordinary and soar the highest? The choice is yours. Back to contestant.